Welcome to the last iron farm you're ever going to have to build. Now, before we get started, I want to give a shout out to a couple people. GoldenHelmet for designing these pods. Now, I'm using them in a slightly different manner than he envisioned. However, I still want to give him a shout out for designing these. And I want to give a shout out to RufusAtticus. He didn't help design this farm. However, he did inspire it when he had a stream about building an iron farm with a perfectly located center. It did give me inspiration to design a farm that it didn't matter for that. It wouldn't matter where the center is. Because in this farm, it doesn't. It doesn't matter if it updates. It doesn't matter if the center shifts. It doesn't matter if the POI are scrambled. None of that matters. Due to the way these villager pods are designed, it doesn't matter which one of these workstations that these villagers claim, because they can only claim these type of workstations. And these villagers can only claim these workstations because of their type. So it doesn't matter how the POI gets scrambled. And because of the bed locations, it doesn't matter which one of these beds ends up being the center of this village. It doesn't matter. So this is the first truly, I don't want to say perfect, but this farm is unbreakable, which every iron farm, every villager thing that I design in the future is going to be unbreakable. I'm tired of having to rebuild iron farms. I'm tired of you having to rebuild iron farms every update when the POI gets scrambled. It's not fair to you. It's not fair to me. It's not fair to anyone to have to rebuild them every update. Now, hopefully Mojang fixes this, but until then, we're going to design around it. It's not reasonable for you to have to rebuild an iron farm every update because the POI are scrambled. So we are done with building to that standard. We are going to build unbreakable things now. Let's jump into it and I'll show you how it works. What we have here is a 17 by 26 platform. And this isn't actually how to build it yet. This is just the explanation part. So how we determine that we can prevent any kind of issues with the center shifting is that we have maintained 8 blocks in every direction from every possible bed. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This would be the middle row right here. We're going to mark that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So then we'll count in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whoops. I meant 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we want to maintain this row of blocks right here as the center of this farm. We want all the centers to possibly be in this row right here. Now that we have that part of it located, pull out your map and you'll notice that that is north and that is west. And if you place a bed down here, the lower northwest corner would be here, meaning that you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks in that direction. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks in that direction. And of course, 8 blocks in that direction and at least 8 blocks in that direction. So this bed would be safe, as would every other bed in this direction. So that takes care of half our beds. Now, if this bed is going to become the center, this right here would be the center, the northwest corner of this bed, meaning that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks in this direction, at least 8 blocks in that direction, 8 blocks in that direction, and 8 blocks in that direction. Because golems spawn in a 16 by 16 pattern. So this would mean every other bed in this direction would also be safe. So it doesn't matter where the center of this village ends up, as long as we align it correctly. It doesn't require any kind of complicated thing. You just need to pay attention to where the northwest corner is. So you want to start your beds from the center row of 10. You want to start it to the east or to the south. Now, if this farm went this direction, obviously you would align it differently. Let me show you. Notice that we have the same size platform, only it's orientated a different direction. So once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And it doesn't have to be chunk line. None of that matters. So then count in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And like I said, this is only going to be the explanation part. This isn't actually how you build it. So that is north. And of course, that is west. So you insert your blocks here to the south. You want to place your beds on the south or the east side first. Because their northwest corner will give you 8 blocks of spawn space this direction. And these will give you 8 blocks of spawn this direction. Thus maintaining the 16 by 16 area all around your bed. So that's how the beds are aligned to the iron farm. Let's jump in how to build it. Now, to get things started, you want to start off with a 17 by 26 platform. And you want to count over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And in the middle one, break all of these blocks. See, simple as that. And then on both sides of this, you want to come out 2 exactly like this. Now, for the next part, you're going to need to count in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we're going to need to talk about some temporary blocks. 2, 3. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Doesn't have to be glass. Could be any temporary block you like. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. This is going to be for our bed platform. So once again, we need to talk about directions. I need a new map. We moved locations. Now, once you have that, we need to open up a new locator map. Figure out which direction north is. That is north, so that means that is west. So we need to come to the south here, or to the east, actually, and place our beds. It doesn't matter where you place the beds. None of this matters. Place them in any order you want. There are no villagers, so nobody has claimed anything yet, so none of that matters. Not in this design anyways. Because this is designed to not break no matter how the center shifts. It is designed to maintain the maximum number of spawn spaces. So once that's done, you need to come up 1, 2, 3, 4. And then on the 5th block, you're going to build another 17 by 26 platform. Okay, now you should be looking something like this. 17 by 26. Now you don't need magma blocks down the middle of the upper platform. Now this next part, you don't have to use glass, even though I am going to, but I'm only going to do it so that you can see what goes on inside. You can use any block you like. You don't have to use smooth stone. You can use dirt or anything that doesn't burn pretty much, because we are going to have some lava in here. So use glass or smooth stone or dirt or stone or cobblestone, whatever you want to build this out of is fine. Once completed, it should look something like this. Now count in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're going to need some temporary blocks right here. Whoops. We got a little carried away there, didn't we? Remove those temporary blocks. Yes, golems will spawn in too high water. Golems will in fact spawn underwater. Sorry, I didn't build the wall high enough. So one more layer around the top. It should be 3 high here. I mean, this is out of place. Then signs right here, just like this. And these can, in fact, be open nether wood fence gates. However, I'm going to use signs because I think they're a little easier to get and a little cheaper. Now take your lava bucket and count over 1, 2, 3, 4. Then count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then on the seventh block, place a lava 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we did that to save lava buckets. You can lava all the way across if you want to, if it makes you happy. If you think it looks better to put lava every block, that's fine. I just didn't want you to spend extra lava when you didn't really need to. So do the same thing on this side. Once again, 2, 3, and then on the fourth block, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, fourth block, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, fourth block, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, just like that. No more than 4 lava buckets are needed for each side like that. You can do more, you just don't need to. And the upper platform is now finished. The lower platform, once again, signs just like this all the way across. And you're actually going to do this pattern right here, just like that all the way across. Now, I'm not going to actually count place lava. You can if you need to. But just 1, 2, 3, 4. Just place lava ever so often. And it's not that hard to place it. Just aim it at a sign. You can even do it from the ground. However, if you're worried about lava, no more than 4 buckets are needed for each one of those. Now comes the point for water. Have you noticed that it kills on the upper floor and it kills on the bottom floor? And all the ingots and poppies and string get pushed to the middle, and we'll collect it there with a hopper minecart underneath. Now you want to come down like this. Run to the front there like that. And I recommend putting in a lever like that so you can turn the hopper minecart on and off. Now I'm replacing these blocks and stuff like this because it's easier to do this way and when you're flying around. Oh, I should have not put the chest there. I should have put the chest like this. Now, there probably is a better way to collect this. However, this is how I'm going to do it, so. I am terrible at placing stuff while I'm flying around. I need to build me a platform to stand on. And that's temporary blocks, obviously. Wow, it got so dark. And then the rest of this powered rail. It doesn't have to be all powered rail, but I'm going to make it powered rail, so. Break all these temporary blocks. Set your hopper minecart up. Alright, on and off like that. We'll test it out. Things should flow down, and we'll see them appear in the chest in just a moment. There you go. Now it's time to add the villagers. I'm going to come here and line them up with the beds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Build 2 platforms of 9 just like this side by side. Should look something like this. Now you can use any type of workstation you want to. I recommend these 2 because they are full blocks. I don't recommend things like cauldrons. I don't recommend brewing stands. You can use them, but I don't recommend them because the villagers tend to glitch out and stuff. I recommend full block ones, and I recommend putting full blocks in the corners like that to keep them from glitching out in the corners. All right. Time to add your villager. Wait for him to change. Trade with him. Jump off your pressure plate. Jump back on your pressure plate. Next villager. And do it just like that until you have 10 villagers. This ensures that these villagers can only claim this type of workstation because we've now traded with them. This should protect us against randomness and updates, which we are about to experience an update very soon because of the way the beta has been updating. So if your iron farm doesn't have this kind of protection in it, it might be time to think about upgrading. You don't have to build this iron farm, but I recommend this type of villager pod. How many times have we traded here? 6. Okay, so 4 more. And we obviously don't want nitwits and we don't want babies. So that's why we're doing it like this. So that if we have one, we can kill them. without dropping them into the pod. So far, so good, right? There you go, 10 villagers just like that. Clean this up. As you can see, we're already spawning cats. We probably will start spawning golems any second. And if you don't want to kill the cats, I recommend that you don't put magma here, and I recommend that you get the cats out of the farm. And just build a little box right here. Somewhere here. Just build a little 1x1 box to place your cats in. And using leads to fish them out and drag them into this box. So if you don't want to kill the cats, if you don't want the string, if you don't want to hear the noise of the cats dying, etc., then you do that. Otherwise, I recommend that you do exactly like I showed you. That way you can get string. Iron farms don't produce as much string anymore since 1.16. There you go, iron golems already. However, I recommend that you, if you don't want to kill the cats, that you do that. Now we're going to do the same thing, only we're going to do it with this profession block. Once again, you can use any profession block you like. I recommend solid block ones though. Do a sticky piston like that. Solid block above it. Pressure plate. It doesn't have to be glass. I use glass so that I can see. You can use any temporary block you like. Once again, we're going to trade 10 times. How you get the villagers to this point is up to you. I recommend boats and water streams. However, you live your best life. And that should be number 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Clean all of this up. And there would be no harm in leaving that like that. However, I'm just going to clean it up anyways. And just like that, your villager pods are set. As you can see, we're already making iron. And whatever type of finishing, collection system, sorting system you want to add to this, you can. Now, here's the original prototype. And people are always like, well, what are the rates? That's unrelated. All of this iron and this iron right here was 9 hours worth of work. And it averaged 392 ingots per hour. So, it's slightly above average. It did have a very slow first hour. I didn't track each hour, only tracked the first hour. It had 340 on the first hour, so that's very low. So that could have factored into the rates a little bit, so it could be a little higher. However, I feel like it's somewhere between 390 and 400. That's just my personal opinion. I tested it for 6 hours, and I got a very high number. and I tested it again for 9 hours. And the first time I tested it with a command block to collect the items, and then I tested it 9 hours with the hoppers, the minecart, the traditional collection system. So I will conservatively say the rates for this are about $3.90 per hour. The thing about this is, though, that you don't have to be a rocket scientist to locate the center. The bells, there's no issues when it updates. It's going to just work. This is the Apple iPhone of iron farms. It just works. It's simple. It's nice to look at. This is everything you want in an iron farm. It's easy to build. It's easy to understand. Once you have it, it just works. It won't break on the update unless they actually change the mechanics of how iron farms work. You're good to go. You build this, you're good to go. I mean, you see how well it works. You could improve rates slightly if you added another villager pod of 10 villagers, but you're never going to get above 404, 411, something like that. So you are diminishing returns if you add more villagers to this. You can run it with 10 villagers if you wanted to. I don't have a rate for that currently. You could do it. Here is one more thing I want to show you about this and what makes this special. This farm is what I'm going to call tileable. Here is one farm. 8 to 10 blocks over is the next farm. And yeah, I've got big plans. And like I said, you can use fence gates if you want to, or you can use signs, or you can use whatever you like. This is an early prototype. What you saw previously with the collection system is the finished product. But yeah, it is completely tileable. The dimensions of this are the same as what I just showed you. But yeah, it's tileable for pretty much as far as you want, as long as you're in sim distance. Interesting, right? Yeah, I'm going to call this the first tileable iron farm for Bedrock. And like I said, you can use these kind of things. I don't recommend them. I don't recommend things that are not full blocks. I have a lot of things I've been testing. So, yeah. And there'll be more on this later. How to build this, how to stack them in. All right, that's all I have for today. Thanks for watching.